Hello guys, let's talk about powers, and we want to focus on squares and cubes. In the next topic we'll talk about square roots and cube roots. So let's talk about squares and cubes. So if you are given numbers that are multiplying each other and it's the same number multiplying itself, like in this case 2 times 2, how many times is 2 multiplying itself? 1, 2. So this would be 2 to the power 2. The same with this, how many times is 2 multiplying itself? 1, 2, 3. So this can be expressed as 2 to the power 3. Now the next thing I want you to take note of is when a power, this is called a power and this is called a base. When a power is directly on the base like this, it's only affecting the 2, it's not affecting the 3. So you find this first, which is 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, then your result, you put the minus back. So this is 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. But remember, the 3 is only affecting the 2, it's not affecting the minus sign. So your answer is minus 8. Now, when you have a bracket, this power is affecting everything in the bracket, the 2 and the minus sign. Okay, so generally what this means is minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. Then you go to the signs, minus times minus times minus. Remember what we said, you only count the number of minus signs, and if the number is odd, your answer is minus. 1, 2, 3. 3 is an odd number, so it's a minus. The same thing with this. The 2 is outside the bracket, so it's affecting everything inside the bracket. So you can write it this way, minus 4 times minus 4. Or you can say 4 times 4 first, then you go minus times minus next. 4 times 4, you get a 16. Then when you are multiplying negative signs, you just count how many there are. If it's odd, it's a negative, but this is even, so it's a positive. So your answer is just a 16. The same here, 4 times 4, you get a 16. Minus and minus, when you are multiplying, you just look at how many number of negative signs you have. If it's odd, it's negative, but this is even, so it's positive. So those were just quick notes. Let's try to apply them. So let us do addition and subtraction with cubes and squares. Now when you meet something like this, the 2 is only affecting the 3. Here the 2 is only affecting the 4. So 3 squared is 3 times 3. 3 is multiplying itself 2 times. Here you get a 9. Plus 4 squared is 4 times 4. 4 is multiplying itself 2 times. You get a 16. 9 plus 16, your answer is a 25. Let's go to the next one. We said when it looks like this 2 is only affecting the 3. It's not affecting the minus sign. It's attached to the 3 alone. So the minus sign is not going to be changed. 3 to the power 2, that's 9. Plus 4 to the power 2, that's 4 times 4, that's 16. 16 minus 9. Remember we said when you are adding and subtracting integers, if the signs are different, you find the difference. 16 minus 9, you get a 7. Then you take the sign of the big number, which is positive. This 3 is only affecting the 3. So 3 to the power 3 is 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So this becomes 27. Minus, in this case, this 2 is only affecting the 4. We talked about this. So 4 times 4 is 16. So 27 minus 16, when the signs are different, just subtract. 27 minus 16, that's 11. Take the sign of the big number, which is positive. Now number 4, when this 2 is being applied to the bracket. It means it's affecting everything in the bracket. So here's what we do. This 2 will affect the minus sign. It means we now have 2 minus signs because it will be minus times minus. We have 2 minus signs, and when we have an odd number of minus signs, it's a negative, but this is an even number of minus signs, so this is going to be a positive. So I'm not going to write positive. Then 3 to the power 2, it's 9. It's 3 times 3, remember. The same thing here. 2 is going to apply to the negative, then it is also going to apply to the number. So it's a minus times a minus, so it's a positive. And 4 to the power 2, that's 16. 9 plus 16, we get a 25. Number 5. Minus 3 cubed minus, in the bracket, minus 2 cubed. Now this 3 is affecting everything in the bracket. So how many negative signs do we have? We've got 3. So it's an odd number. So our answer is going to be a negative. 3 to the power 3, that's 3 times 3 times 3. That's a 27. Minus, let's put the bracket back. This 3 is affecting everything in the bracket. So how many minus signs do you have? You have 3 of them. That's an odd number, so this is going to be a minus. 2 to the power 3, how many 2's do you have? You have 3 of them. That's 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2. It's 8. Now, minus 27. Remember, a bracket means you'll be multiplying with whatever is outside the bracket. Minus times minus, you've got 2 negative signs, so it's a positive. These 2 will turn into a positive, and this will be an 8. Remember, we said you count the number of minus signs when they are multiplying each other. If they are odd, this will become negative, but they are even. We have 2 of them, it's an even number, so this is why this became a positive. Now, minus 27 plus 8, when the signs are different, you look for the difference. 27 minus 8, you get a 19. Then you take the sign of the big number. Your answer is minus 19. In this case, there's no bracket, so this 3 is only applying to the 2, not with the minus sign. So we just retain the minus sign. 2 to the power 3, remember it's 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2, that's 4, times 2, that's 8. So 2 to the power 3 is 8. So this has become minus 8. Plus, remember, this 3 is affecting everything in the bracket. How many negative signs do we have? We've got 3 of them, so that's odd. 2 to the power 3 is just 2 times 2. 4 times 2, it's 8. It's 2 appearing 3 times, multiplying itself. So we have this. So minus 8, when the signs are multiplying each other, you count how many negative signs you have. You have only one that's odd. So these 2 turn into just a negative sign, minus 8. When the signs are the same, you just add 8 plus 8 is 16. Then you take the common sign. So that's addition and subtraction of integers and including squares and cubes. Let's do multiplication and division. So let us do multiplication. This 2 is affecting the 3 directly. This 2 is affecting the 2 directly. So this is 3 to the power 2. That's 9. Times 2 to the power 2. That's 4. So this simplifies to 9 times 4. That's a 36. Let's do the next one. The brackets means you are multiplying. So 3 to the power 2. This is 9. Times 2 to the power 2. This is 4. 9 times 4. That's 36. So you also see something where the 2 is outside the bracket. 3 to the power 2, the 2 affects everything inside the bracket. That's 9. 2 to the power 2, that's 4. Sorry for that. So 9 times 4, this is also a 36. So let us apply these 3 principles to the next stuff when you are multiplying. 3 to the power 2, this is just a 9. then times, in this bracket the 2 is only applied to the 2. The power is only applying to the 2, so we don't touch that. It's a negative. 2 to the power 2 becomes a 4. So when you're multiplying integers, you multiply the numbers first. 9 times 4, that's 36. Then you multiply the signs, plus and minus. When you multiply the signs, you count how many negative signs you have. You have only one. If the number of negative signs is odd, your answer is minus. So let us do the next one. This one, the minus is not being affected by the 2. The 2 is only affecting the 3, and this is in the bracket. So we put the minus back. 3 to the power 2, that's 9, times, here the 2 is affecting everything inside the bracket. So how many negatives do we have multiplying each other? We have 2 of them, which means this will be positive. And 2 to the power 2 is a 4. 9 times 4, that's 36. Then negative times positive, how many negatives do we have? We have 1. It's an odd number. If you've got odd number of negatives, your answer will be a negative. So here the 2 is multiplying everything inside the bracket. How many negatives do we have? We have got 2 of them, so this will be a positive. 3 to the power 2, that's 9. It's a positive 9. Times, here the 2 is only affecting the 3, so the negative will come back. 3 to the power 2, that's a 9. 9 times 9, you get an 81. Positive times negative, how many negative is only 1? So that will be negative. Here the 3 is affecting everything inside the bracket. How many negatives do we have? We've got 3 of them, so this will be a negative. 2 to the power 3, that's 8, times, here the 2 is affecting everything inside the bracket. How many negatives do we have? We've got 2, so this will be positive. 2 to the power 2, that's a 4. 8 times 4, that's a 32. But look now, negative times positive, how many negatives do we have? With 1. It's an odd number. Number 8. This 3 is only affecting the 2, so let's bring back the negative. 2 to the power 3, that's an 8, times, this 3 is only affecting the 2, it's not affecting this. It would affect the minus if it was outside, so this would be minus 8, times, this 3 is affecting everything. How many negative signs do we have? We've got 3, that's an odd number, so it's going to be minus 2 to the power 3, that's 8. So 8 times 8, that's 64, times 8, 512. Minus times minus times minus, how many negative signs do we have? We've got 3 of them, so that's an odd number. That will be our answer. Okay, now let us touch on the aspect of division. We are almost done. So what happens when you are using division with squares and cubes? So let us simplify what's on top. 4 to the power 2, that's a 16, divided by 2 to the power 2, that's a 4. 16 divided by 4, our answer is a 4. Let's do the next one. This 3 is only affecting this 3, so this negative is not affected. 3 to the power 3, that's a 27, divided by this 2 is affecting everything inside the bracket. So how many negatives do we have? Minus times minus, we've got 2 negative signs, so this will be a positive. 3 to the power 2, that's 3 times 3, it's 9. Now when you are dividing, you say 27 divided by 9, you get a 3. Then you've got a negative and a positive. You just count how many negatives do you have. You've got 1, that's odd, so this will be a negative. Let's do the next one. This 3 is only affecting this 3. So let's put this negative back first. 3 to the power 3, that's a 27. This 2 is only affecting this, is not affecting the minus sign. So let's put the minus sign back first. 3 to the power 2, that's 9. 27 divided by 9, that's a 3. Negative divided by negative, you just count how many negatives do you have. If the number of the negatives is odd, like here we have 1, this will be a negative, but here it's even, so this will be a positive. Okay, number 4, I think you've got the hang of it now. This 2 is only affecting the 4, it's not affecting the negative sign, so let's put back the negative. 4 to the power 2, that's 4 times 4, 16 divided by, this 2 is affecting everything inside the bracket. So how many negatives do we have? Got 2 of them, that's minus times minus, so it's a positive. 4 to the power 2 is 16. 16 divided by 16, that's 1. Negative divided by positive, how many negatives do you have? You've got only 1 negative, so it's odd, so your answer is a minus 1. So let us finish with mixed examples. 2 to the power 2, this is 4, times minus 3 to the power 2, only the 3 is being affected by the 2, so this is minus 9, plus 5 to the power 2, that's a 25. Now when you have multiplication and division, plus and minus, all in the same calculation, always start with multiplication and division first. Then whatever is left, you can add and subtract. That's a rule, that's a must. So here we start solving this. Don't start by solving this. So let us start. 4 times 9, that's 36. 4 times 9, that's a 36. Positive and negative, how many negatives do we have? You have only 1, so this is a minus 36. So this is simplified to minus 36 plus a 25. When the signs are different, if you are adding and subtracting integers, when the signs are different, find the difference. 36 minus 25, that's 11. Then you take the sign of the big number. That's your answer. So minus 2 to the power 3, only this 2 is being affected by the 3. So this is a minus 2 to the power 3 is 8. Minus, only the 4 is being affected by the 2. So 4 to the power 2, that's a 16, divided by 2 to the power 3, that's an 8, times everything is being affected by the 2 because they are in the bracket. How many negatives do you have? You've got 2 of them, so this will be positive. 3 to the power 2, that's a 9, plus 5 to the power 2, that's a 25. Now if you have division, multiplication, addition and subtraction all in one, always start with multiplication and division first. It doesn't matter which one you start with, then you finish with addition and subtraction. So you don't solve this first, you don't solve this first, you solve any one of those 2 first. So this will be a minus 8 minus 16 divided by 8, that's a 2. Then I say times 9. 16 divided 8 was 2, then times 9 plus 25. So this will simplify to minus 2 times 9. Okay, minus and positive, how many number of negatives do you have? You have only 1. We are multiplying minus 2 and 9. So our answer will be a negative because we have only 1 negative. So 2 times 9, that's 18 plus 25. Okay, so let's solve this one now. When the signs are the same, just add 18 plus 8, that's a 26. Then you take the sign of the bigger number or the common sign plus a 25. When the signs are different, just find the difference. So 26 minus 25, that's a 1. Take the sign of the big number, it's minus 1. So this 2 is affecting everything in the bracket. How many number of negative signs do you have? You've got 2 of them, so that's a positive. 2 to the power 2, that's a 4, divided by 2 to the power 2, that's a 4, multiplied by, this 3 is only affecting the 2, it's not affecting the minus sign, so put the minus there. 2 to the power 3, that's 2 times 2, 4 times 2, that's 8. Minus, this 3 is only affecting the 5. 5 to the power 3, that's 125. Just simplify everything in division and multiplication first before you add when it looks like that. So 4 divided by 4, you get a 1, multiplied by minus 8. Then negative times negative, that's a positive, 125. Okay, my 1 times 8, you get a 8. Negative and positive, how many negatives do you have? If only 1, so this will be minus 8 plus 125. So if the signs are different, just find the difference. 125 minus 8, that's 117, and you take the sign of the big number as positive.